Welcome back to Factorio building the hyperbase. Okay, so I have connected up this line as I promised. I mean, you've seen me do this sort of thing 1,000 times before, so slightly tedious, I guess. This is obviously going to have to change to the lube load station. And this intersection is going to have to go because we have a fundamental problem here of we can fit a one of these guys in here, but we can't get one anywhere else, and if you have one just there it starts flashing, which means it's not working properly. And all that means is these lengths that we have here are not actually quite long enough, so we need to make them a little bit longer. Starting probably with this guy here. So if we start, say, further up, give ourselves tons of room, what we can do is you can fit in a little bit of a straight section. I know this one already had room for signals, but having given it a little bit more space, you can now see that they all have room for signals. So that's all that we really have to do. Oh, and finish this bit off. These two don't have to be perfectly matched like this. They could be, this one could be up here, but just looks slightly better. When you have this situation, it's imperative that these are directly opposite each other. If you have this signal and it's there instead of where the white one is, see how there's a segment there? That's like a one-way segment, so it's no good. They have to be where the white is for the two lanes, the bi-directional to work. And this is actually slightly dangerous having this here. In many ways you're better off not having it, so I think I will actually remove it, because what will happen is a train will actually get to there and stop rather than back here. So the one that's sitting here, if you had one, wouldn't be able to get out. So it's actually better like that. Alright, that is that. Now down here we haven't actually done the station, so I guess that's the next part. Ooh. It's going to be very similar, I guess, to this one. So fortunately we can see all of that. What's this? I probably want to redo that before I convince myself it's useful, when it's not really. Map. So we want to do something, I guess, a bit like that. This is now too long, so it's probably easier just to lay this one manually. And this bit we can swap over for. Nice quick bots. Drive in here, spin around, and supply the lube out this way and down to here. So it looks like what we mainly need at this point is, I might even make that 200, you need a lot of those. I might just grab some engine units so that we can build a few of those, or at least one way or another. They seem to be the thing that we are mainly missing, so back to main base. I could probably do with the train as well, which would be a two of them, 4 of them. 2, a 2, 4, something like that. What else I specially need? Oh yes, engines is what I specially need. 2k of that. Do I want 2k of that? Not specially at the moment. Alright. Engines. They're actually being consumed quite fast. I should create one of these things for engines. What I might quickly do is see if I actually have any in the network. I do, I've got 29, so that should be fine. So I can just order, say, 20. I've got 29 already. Okay, that's fine. Get rid of that. And back to the scene of the action. Get this lube up and running. So we know we need our lube. Okay. I guess we should go up to this one first. Bots, power. Oh, you don't have power? I must have disconnected an all-important power unit. Oh, and I forgot I needed some more beacons to replace what I've taken out. I should be able to put one just slightly out here and still have it affect this. That's the hope. We'll come back and fix this up probably with pumps. Okay, down here. This one. Wow, that's more than I was expecting there to be. I probably should have got fuel as well, but never mind. Let's head back to the destination station. Which I think we follow this line down for. Rips. Here's the one that we wanted. Right, here we are. Looks like we needed a few more of those. This can be purple science, lube, unload. You've got power, so we could do with you connecting over to here. How is power? 17.3 gigawatts being used at this point. Oh. What are you doing? Oh, we didn't have pipes when we first set this up. Okay, are we going to have any left by the time we're done? Not sure. We don't need any in the bottom section, I'm pretty sure, so it's just these guys. We're not going up. We're going over this way. Is that right? Right, that looks like the basic setup that we need there. Do I have any of these left? Let's get the last few. I probably have fuel on board here that I could possibly steal a little of. Let me just have a quick look. Yes, we do have fuel. There we go. And over here. So, that's going to make putting this back in a little bit trickier. Let's not do that. Let's put it about here. There should be room for a beacon in there. Now, wiring. What we want to do is wire that to here. And that will give us a signal for the amount of lube contained in these tanks, which we can then say activate if lube is less than, say, 150,000. So we're active. We need the same consideration for the other side, which is the only active side at this point. Here. So yeah, that's slightly awkward. I guess what we can do is put the pump in about there. That means we're not going to have to worry about giving up power. That's what I'm trying to say. Just getting a bit confused there. You go there to there. Actually, where do we want to go with you? Oh. I really just want this one to join up with the other one. be a mistake. How are we getting power down to here? Is it down this end? Probably. Alright. Let's work this backwards. Might work a little bit better. Getting rid of this is mainly just tidy work. I don't think it is significant in the scheme of UPS, but there is probably some remote amount of UPS cost in maintaining this unnecessary part of network. Just stands to reason. Although basically I think whenever Factorio wants to check a signal, it just checks, okay, so which network am I connected to and what's the current signal on that network. So it probably isn't that big a deal, but still. Right. That should mean that we have the signal from up above as well. And we finally just need to tell this thing to enable if lube is less than, say, 150,000. Now we need to build this bit out. Let's throw our bots back in so that we can have the free bits. This isn't actually what I wanted to do, is it? It's actually here that I need these pumps. And that would also need this signal to say lube is greater than 150k. Then we start sending heavy to the cracking. In which case we don't actually need this one. And it was a little bit misplaced. No, that's not true. The way I've got this, it'll be better if we do have that. Because if this doesn't work, these ones will jam and all of the heavy will just get shoved over here, which is actually better, so we will do that. And this is if lube is less than 150. Alright. Okay, let's get our bots back. Do we have equivalent logic down here? That would be here. We need you to go there basically, and that's not going to work. We need to get rid of that one, put you there, put you there. Okay, so this one needs the signal. Can you reach? Yes, good. If lube is greater than 150,000, set that. and then that will push it over there, which is great. Just a moment. And back. So I took the moment to grab a few beacons and modules just to, you know, it's good to finish off these areas, isn't it? Come on, guys. Do your thing. There we go. We need power. Like so. Now these connections obviously are not what we originally had, so I better make them a little bit more friendly in terms of how they connect. So originally it just connected straight in there. I think now we need it to this could be a problem. Yeah, I'm going to need to move this back. Let's just do that for the moment. There we go. And also the one at the top, let's not forget that one. Beacons first. It's quite a long pause, isn't it, before the construction manager works out it actually has modules to put in as well. Quite interesting. Alright, so this one is coming down in exactly the same slightly unfortunate manner. That it did before. And the sky needs to get removed. There's pump. And power. So that should be it. What we're probably going to have to do is... is that it? Did we do everything that we needed to down here? Before I start claiming it's all done. Yes, we did. So, what we're going to need to do is generate some demand for the oil products, so that, which is basically, you know, get a little bit more yellow science happening. Let's just swap these guys back. Oh, I should probably try and work out a way to get this out of here, because it would help to have this one going, but I guess I don't need it just at the moment. Let's jump on board. easiest thing to do will be to fly down to the train. This is all about test, test, and test again. Fly down to the train. We now know that we want the wagons to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we've got 5. If we divide this by 5, it's basically 2 rows of each of the sciences. So that will all be yellow. This one will all be purple. That one will all be, whoops, will all be blue. Green. Red. And that's fine. So I didn't do that before because I wasn't sure as to which bits would be which bits I might want to be science, space science. Now, yellow science, let's go. And these don't have a requested amount at the moment. So if we are loading, these are 200 each, there's 8 of them, that's basically 1600 science. Divided by 3, I guess if these had about 600 yellow thingies each, this will be how we stimulate a little bit of demand down here, which hopefully should in fairly short order create some oil demand, hopefully. I'm not sure, what have we got, 1600 by 20, it's a lot of science actually that one of these trains is going to be carrying. Oops. So it's called a PU train. Are these guys able to run? Yes. What's your until full cargo inventory? 19. Why aren't you full? No green circuits. Why aren't you why aren't you getting green circuits? Green, you should be. That's only 37k. What are you? 10k. Alright, so right, we what's, you have fuel, you've got 80k, why aren't you moving? Copper, yellow, science. But instead of copper, yellow, science, what it's actually called, it is called copper, yellow, science, but they're shut. Why are they shut? If it's less than 10, it's enabled. It's actually the iron that we need. Okay. Oops. I keep it in the wrong key. So iron is open. Why is iron not getting served? 79,000. It's because this mechanism here is letting us down again. So, what's this one? Iron 7 pickup. What I really want to do is tell it to go to Iron 7 pickup. So it'll go along here, quickly grab its extra 1,000 that it's missing, take off. Now this one will come through and stop at the wrong one. Let's just tell it to go to Iron 7 pickup as well. And we obviously have to come back there and fix that up. If it was ever worth the hassle of setting it up that way, I'm not really sure yet, to be perfectly honest. So much stuff we have to get going just to test out one thing. Right. Should kick off a little bit of action, get us topping up on green circuits. It should result in a call for more copper very shortly. Not yet, but soon. There you go, the copper, whoops, I was looking at the wrong one. The copper's just been called. Starting to produce green circuits at a better rate. Let's just have a look at this. 40 grand. It's only one little thing doing it, so it's not all that significant. Getting more iron. How's this? We're actually at 14.5 already. Construction managers 0.5. When we finish the solar, we won't have to keep doing that. The rest of it, entity update is 10. How are you going? 27,000. Looks like this one's fired into action as well. And the copper's starting to circle round. Iron 7. Shouldn't take it particularly long to empty. Burning through the whatever's been buffered over the last little period. And where? Actually, oh, it's there, right, it's waiting. 1k, is there any sitting on this side as well? No, that's all gone, so it's just waiting for, there was a carrot, there we go, that one carriage there. Now I have heard of this little trick that I haven't used yet, which I think I will be using, which is you change the these chests. So instead of just having them all as passive providers, you use like a buffer chest. You could even use active providers, but there's nowhere to force stuff. But that gives you kind of 3 levels of unload, which, so instead of just taking from the closest, they then have to take into account the chest priority as well, and that results in a more even unloading. So that's certainly something to try out. You've got 80k, why aren't you going somewhere? Don't you need to go somewhere? No, but copper does. 58,000, 55,000. There's the copper. 66,000. It's going up fairly quickly, but yeah, we're definitely waiting on it. What do we need? 19,000. That's probably quite a lot of blue circuits that are needed. We do have plastic here too, don't we? So what's the story with our plastic train? Yellow plastic. Ooh, it's on the move. So that should be helping this fill up a little bit. But it's got a long way to go, so yeah. Uh, 77,000 and 71,000. So this green circuit, 79,000, 80,000. Just waiting for a train to clear. Oh no, it goes to 160,000, doesn't it? Okay. Yes, you can fit a lot of green circuits on a 20 wagon train. Are we getting action up here now? Are we getting... Yes, these are firing off. So we're getting a fair bit of lubricant going through there. This is jammed quite shut. We've only got one side of the plastic in operation, so we're not getting anything down here to speak of, or a very tiny amount at best. 15k. So this should be 100k before this is going to happen. I might pause or speed something up. Speed up some of this footage so you don't have to wait through as long as I am, just to make sure it all works. It should do. 105k there now, 103 here. This one actually looks like it's catching up. Probably run out of fuel somewhere soon. Oh no, there's tons over there. There we go, that's doing what it should do. Filling up very fast. $117. So of course quite a few of these green circuits are being used by the red circuit side of it, but if it wasn't, we need the red circuits as well, so may as well load them up. As far as the requesters go, we could actually use buffers here as well, and I think that might have a different priority on the request. So that might be another way to spread out the actual loading. It's definitely something that I'm going to have to try in this playthrough, but while we're in the race, just to get some science up and running, it's possibly not at the forefront of what we're doing. Only 26,000 left to go there, and yeah, it's got a head again from over here. $70k per minute now on the green circuits. It's almost a reasonable number. 19 gigawatt while we're running it like this. 602,000. Actually, I'm going to take a quick peek at the solar because we are getting close. I think this was this the last one, or did we do one more? I'm not sure. I might have to measure up one of these. I think it's about 750 panels offhand, and just see. So if that was 20, that'd be 15,000, and if that is 20, does that make sense? No, maybe that's 10 by 20. So 7,500 by 20. So it should be 150,000. No, we must be 4. I must have the numbers of panels in each one wrong. We could fix that though, can't we? If I was to do, we'll do it from here so that we can cancel it. 792 panels. So, quick maths. 792 times 10 times 20, that's each column, is 158,000, but they're only 60 watts. So times 5 times 60 kilowatts. And I've got a number that's completely confusing, so I'm doing something wrong. Let's not worry about that then. Let's just forget that we even did that calculation. Here we are. We've now got our green circuits pumping into the blue circuit factory. 19,000. We must be getting pretty close to a full 20,000. Where are we? I think we're just above, aren't we? No, we're just below. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, we're not even halfway really. But we should be doing a reasonable number, almost 5k processing units a minute. That's not bad. That's just one of these running. Um, 5k a minute shouldn't take too long to fill this thing. Halfway. What do they stack to? Hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 2,400 by 20, so it's sort of like 48,000, isn't it? Another 23,000 to go. And that was 160,000 green circuits, which is why we need that extra green circuit column, because I'm pretty sure once this one is exhausted, the gap will lengthen a little bit. How are you doing? 15k. Yeah. Looks like we've got plenty of robots at least. See how the topping up of the green circuits is going. 52,000, that's not bad. How much have we got in storage over here? Oh, we're still trying to deliver, so the numbers are kind of meaningless. 52,000, that's not bad. looks like the iron is not cycling fast enough. And the whole reason we're doing this is for, okay, that was the sulfuric acid. Still haven't had a, in fact I haven't even given the lube train its orders yet. What are we up to? We're up to 100k. Well, that's the problem, isn't it? So lube load. Lube load until inventory full, and then we go to, I think it's PS for Purple Science, lube, unload until inventory empty, go. Go, Mr. Lube Train. Probably want a few radars along here so we can follow the action. Where did it get to? There it is. Wow, there's a few trains headed back this way. Good grief. We're just, in fact, in that mode, zoomed out that far. We're already taxing 60-60 with everything else happening, but never mind, that's a problem for another time. That does not take very long to unload. But guys, that is our lube. Lube all the way to the end. Oh, this one already has steel, so this one should actually work as soon as I hook up the green circuit trains and make this part work. So that's good. I guess we'll do that next episode along with, so the circuit trains, and then it's just steel, and then we should be able to in fairly quick succession establish blue science, green and red, and actually get science happening. So that's great. Looking forward to it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye for now.